Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Natalie and you're on my channel Home Gardening. So today I want to talk with you about ferns. Recently I've received many questions on about how should I care of fern? How should I grow a fern? Natalie, how should I propagate fern? Well, actually, to care of a fern plant is rather easy, but there are some tricks, maybe tips that you need to follow if you want to have such a beautiful and shrubby plant as mine. As you can see, my fern is not very, but big enough. Beautiful, deep green color. It's not yellowish, it's not dryness here or something like that. So yeah, as you can see, it is very beautiful, rather big, looking healthy. Also, it has many new growths coming over here. A lot of new growth is coming out of it. So yeah, today I want to talk with you about fern. If you are interested how you should care, propagate, fertilize, and so on and so forth, a fern, so please keep watching. So, fern. Well, actually, taking care of a new plant is never easy, especially when you don't know what it is, when you are not familiar with it, or you don't know what is like the best. Ferns are beautiful and shrubby plants that love heat and warmth and live in temperate climates. Well, actually, ferns can live either inside or outside, and actually there are tons of different varieties of fern, but they all generally need the same: water, moist and shade. And in this way your fern will be more than happy. By putting a fern in the right spot and keeping an eye on it, you can grow your fern, your plant, to its most potential. You can grow like very huge bush and keep it around for years to come. And seriously, do you know that ferns can live up to 100 years? Ferns are relatively easy to grow, however, drafts and low temperature, they will not tolerate that one. There are a lot of species of tropical and subtropical ferns, but there are also a lot of ferns that are native to more temperate climates. And now let's talk about all these steps I mentioned in the beginning, like humidity, watering, fertilization, repotting, and so on and so forth. So first of all, let's talk about the humidity. All ferns love moisture and should be given moist conditions. In living rooms and family rooms, stand their pots on trays of damp pebbles or clay granules. Ferns also love being misted at regular intervals with rapid, soft water, unless the humidity of the whole room is kept high through the use of a humidifier. Now let's talk about soil. You also need to provide the right compost. Most ferns are forest or woodland plants, and they have delicate and tender roots adapted to the light forest soil, which is rich in leaf mold and decayed vegetable matter. The right compost must be free draining so that the roots never get waterlogged. A compost that contains peat or a fibrous peat substitute with plenty of sand is the best. The compost should never be allowed to dry out. which may mean watering the plant a little every single day in warm, dry atmosphere. The next important aspect is lighting. Should I put my fern on a windowsill on the direct sunlight? Well, actually, most ferns live in the forests beneath the trees in moist, shaded area. This does not mean that they need no light. Their normal situation in the wild is dappled light, and if the light level in the homes is too low, you will see poor growth and yellowing fronds. Give your fern a position near the window where you can get morning or late afternoon sun. Also, avoid direct sunlight, especially during the summer, because the direct sunlight may cause them lose their leaves or turn their fronds yellow. And now let's talk about the fertilizer. How should I fertilize my fern? Well, actually, everything is rather simple in fertilization of fern. Just give it a liquid fertilizer once in 2 or 4 weeks during the summertime, but don't mix it full strength because you can damage the root system. Just a few drops of fertilizer can be added to the water occasionally for misting. Don't feed your ferns in the winter because they rest. In order to keep the air around your ferns moist, mist them often. And now let's talk about the repotting. You can repot your fern in the springtime or in summertime, but only when all the roots are filling the whole pot. Otherwise, just scrape off the top layer of a compost and replace it with fresh compost. Cut off any damaged fronds to encourage new growth. When you repot your ferns, split them up and make 2 out of 1. Split the ferns if you would like new ferns elsewhere. Ferns can get quite large over time. To divide a large fern into several smaller ferns, dig out the plant and its roots. Carefully grab a chunk of roots and fronds that separate naturally from the fern itself. Then replant each of these sections in a new area far away from each other in your yard to give them enough room to thrive. And now I would like to show you my small fern that I managed to grow from this beautiful bush, like this. This one is a young fern that I managed to grow from this one bush. How I did it? It was very simple. As I said before, I just take my pot, take my fern, put it out of its pot, and just divide a small part of my fern, the part that I wanted to, I just divided and put it in a smaller pot. As you can see, this pot is rather small. What will be the next? The next, your fern can be sick for a few weeks. It may have yellowish or dryish like leaves, but that's okay, don't bother. What I did, I just cut off all the yellowish, all the dried shrubs, all the dried branches, and that's all. And it was looking like there is nothing in this pot. But actually in a few months, like almost in a month, yeah, it starts to grow all these new leaves over here, also here, also here. There are a lot of new growths, and as you can see, the bush is rather shrubby, rather thick, healthy looking, young one. So yeah, it's very simple to propagate your fern. Just dig out of the pot. Also, you can take a knife. Why not? Take a knife, cut the piece of your fern that you wanted to, It may be a half or 1/3 or 1/4 part of the whole plant. Put it out in a potting mix in a pot. Don't place your fern on the direct sunlight. Place it somewhere deep in your home, in your room, rather far away from a windowsill. Avoid harsh sunlight, avoid direct sunlight, especially in summertime. And yeah, in the future, in almost few months, you will have something like that, then something like that, and then something more bigger even than these two are. So, beyond these basics, each genus of fern has more specialized requirements. Make sure you know what you are growing, and then you will be knowing how to care of it. And you will be rewarded with this beauty that you can grow for your own, for yourself. And you will be having one more plant for free. Why not? Then you can divide this bush. You will have much more fern in your home, and you can put your ferns all around your home, your room, everywhere, just for free. So this was it for today that I wanted to talk with you about. I hope you understand everything. I hoped I answered all your questions, and if this video was useful for you, don't forget to give this video a thumb up. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos. And don't forget to share these videos with your friends. Maybe they also don't know what they're growing. Maybe they also don't know how to care of a fern, how to propagate it. So that was it for today. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. See you very soon in my next video. Bye!